All right, we're on day 2 at Camp Freedom 2. Um, I'm looking to try to build a tiny little hut out here. Not exactly sure what for, maybe just to sit under to get out of the sun, and maybe do some work. I don't really plan on sleeping in it, but it may be a good place for storing some supplies, since I need to be here in this area for about another month or two. Um, and I can't afford to just keep driving around because I don't have the funds for that. So I'm trying to make a place that I can set up as a home base. This is Camp Freedom 2, which is also in a cul-de-sac similar to Camp Freedom 1, which was basically overrun by the Walking Dead. So I'm basically out here right now just trying to assess the situation and figure out what I can build with my skill set, which is virtually nil. So we're going to try to build a little hut using the wood and other components that I found around here. So I'm scavenging and trying to figure out how to put a roof on here. Unfortunately, I'm not much of a construction person, so everything's just being put together to the best of my abilities. Hopefully it doesn't collapse on me. Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to welcome you back to day 2 of building Camp Freedom 2. As you can see, we're currently parked in front of the hut that I've been building. This is the second day of actual construction. I'll be working on it and maybe giving a little tour today. I currently have Little Blue parked out here with the hood up because I'm doing several things. I'm cooking breakfast, and while I've got the engine running, I'm manually charging up the house battery using the jumper cable, because the fuse that we put in there, the little yellow cable that you can see, keeps blowing. So there's some kind of short in the system. I'm hoping to take today to diagnose that problem and see if I can't fix it. Now, having this little camp set up here will allow me to work and sit in the shade if I need to. As you can see, the underhood inverter is currently cooking rice. I'm planning on having rice and bacon and eggs this morning. Got the bacon here. Picked it up this morning, and got eggs in the fridge, which I'll be taking out to cook. After breakfast, I will probably do some more work, or I might go ahead and test out my little shower here, my camp shower. So for those of you who haven't seen it, it is basically a detergent thing that I took I drilled a bunch of holes in on the top and put a straw in. I've also removed the little spout thing, as you can see since the last video. But you pour that upside down and water comes out, and you rinse up, then you pour it again to clean yourself off. I'll probably set this in the sun, or I might leave it here in the shade, so it'll be cool, because it is kind of getting hot out here. This camp structure, this hut, was actually built from scrap that I found in this location. I don't know if you recall in the introductory video to this location, there had been a bunch of wood that people had dumped here. It looked like it was a deck. It was some kind of deck that had been cut in half and dumped, as well as the steps and other components. I decided to go ahead and basically turn the two halves of the decks into walls for this hut, and took the boards. These were parts of the steps here. Then took the the plywood that I saw laying around and made that the roof. I don't really have any construction experience, so this is the first for me, and I know that it's probably all messed up, but I'm building with what materials I have and what tools I have, which is pretty much was a handsaw and a hammer. And I didn't even really use a saw. It was taking too long to saw stuff. Originally, I was planning on using these beams here for the roofing, but it was so hard cutting it, I gave up. So I'm going to take those 3 pieces and this other one over here and just leave it there as a bench or a bed that somebody can lay down on if they want to. I was going to secure it, and I still might secure it using L brackets. just to hold it in place. Or I may leave it so, people, it can be flexible for whoever's using it. They can make it a bench, make it a bed, or remove it completely. I'm still debating on what to do with that. Other than that, this unit is pretty much done. I may put in mosquito screening, netting all around it, and maybe even close off the wall if I can find more wood, and make a door here, just so that if you wanted to, you could sleep in it at night. Right now, I'd be a little weary of sleeping in it at night because I think a lot of wild animals would just come right up to you. I know that at the other camp, my first camping spot, animals were coming right up to my vehicle and trying to get in. So here I would probably put up more walls or whatever before trying to spend the night in it. But during the day, I have a spot where I can sit in the shade and work or just chill. And if I get the cot set up, I can lay down out here, just take it easy. This is my little portable sink here and water dispenser. But the water catchment system, it did rain a little bit last night. It didn't rain a lot, it just sprinkled. But you can see it did catch some water. I don't know if you see the water in there. So it is working in that sense. It's catching water, and I see dirt up here on top. But it's catching the water, and this water, the plan is to leave this unit here so it can catch a lot of water, so it'll be available for people to use. I don't know if I drink it, but it can be useful for washing and stuff. I'm going to leave the bleach here so that somebody can use that water and sterilize it if they need to drink it. If I find some more components that would be useful for camp, I'll probably bring it here and leave it here. The idea for setting up this camp was basically just a fun project and something that might be helpful to other people who come through and find the spot, which I will be publishing once I leave. It's also being built for possibly the homeless people who are living out here. If they find it, I actually would not mind them using it. The whole idea for building this and leaving it is so that somebody might actually benefit from it. For me, it was a learning experience and just something fun to do. When I was a little kid, I used to read books like Robinson Crusoe, Swiss Family Robinson, and watch MacGyver and all those kind of shows. So this was an opportunity for me to relive my childhood. I remember when I was a military brat, we were stationed in Panama, and let me come in here and sit on my nice little bench here. But basically, we were in Panama, stationed in Panama, and I tried to build a clubhouse in a cave. The problem is when you're a kid, you don't really have access to a lot of things. You're finding scraps and stuff, and maybe taking the house, the family hammer and some nails out there to try to build. And I had a pretty elaborate cave fort that I had built when I was a kid. But now that I'm a grown-up, I have more ready access to tools. I have my own hammer and some a saw, and there's plenty of nails around here. I've been cleaning up. I think it was deliberate. I think somebody came here and just tossed nails all along this whole road, all along this whole cul-de-sac area to try to give people a flat tire if they happen to find a spot. But you can see there's pieces of metal wire and stuff all over the floor here. These are just some of the nails I've gathered so far. You see there's plenty, and there's more. So I hope I don't get a flat tire, coming out here. But I'm planning on picking up all the nails. That way if somebody comes, they won't get a flat. Or hopefully won't get a flat. But I'm going to try to pick up all the nails that I can find. And these are the same nails that I was using to nail everything down. You can see I've got my little hammer here. But structure seems pretty stable. I don't know how strong it is or if it'll even survive a hurricane. But it is what it is. And I'm building it with what I can find out here. Because I'm not buying materials and don't have the funds for that. I plan on scouting this area out here later today to look for more items that might be useful for this camp. So the other thing I'm going to be doing is growing some food out here. I bought some papaya, some banana, Yeah, some papaya, which I'll be making lunch today with. So I'll show you how to make a Thai dish, papaya dish salad, Thai salad with papaya salad. And I bought some bananas because I'm going to eat one or two. I'm going to eat one of the bananas at least. But the other one I plan on chopping up and tossing the seeds around here to see if we might get lucky and get some banana plants. The reason I chose papaya and banana is that this is Florida, and those are tropical plants that I think can grow on their own. So the plan will be to find some clearing or something and basically drop the seeds, bury them, water them, and then just hope they grow. I also want to try to make it so that people can find it from this camp spot right here. So that if they come here, they can find that food just sitting there waiting for them. If nothing else, I'll be feeding the animals, but hopefully those plants will take off and produce some fruit. A potential growing spot is this center area here, the cul-de-sac. I don't know how this mound got here, and that's what worries me a little bit. It had also the dumpings here, including the wood and other items. So I'm not sure what's under there. I had contemplated growing like a plant or two on it because you can see the grass is growing. The problem I have is if, depending on what they dump there, it could be toxic stuff. And if it is, and I grow food on it, then the food could be picking up the toxic stuff from the ground and, you know, become maybe poisonous. So I'm still debating if I want to grow anything there or not. And otherwise, I have to try to clear and bust through all this like wild growth out here and then try to find a clearing. And if I do that, it might actually be hard for someone who doesn't know to find the food right here, which, you know, I'm planning on growing. And this stuff here, I'm going to double check. But if it is wild grapes, if it's wild grapevines, wild grapes, I might try to snack on those. I saw a video the other day on YouTube that showed how to identify and fry up grape leaves, wild grape leaves. So I don't know if that is or isn't, but I'm going to double check. And if it looks like it is, I may try it out just to see what it's like. You can see the litter that's all over the place around here. It is really sad and a mess. I may, well, I'm going to gather up all this litter and trash and try to clean up this whole area just to make it nicer. The paper stuff I may try to burn. I'm a little weary of building a fire now because what happened last time with the fire attracting the homeless person that was living out here, and, you know, they came up to my camp in the middle of the night like a zombie. I mean, they weren't responding like a normal human. They were trying to bust into my van. So I will probably build the fire, but not at night, and make it a small fire just to burn up some of this trash. You can see here they've got recliners and stuff that they dumped out here that they burned. So I'll clean up as much as I can. What I can't, I may just leave in a pile. Looks like a bunch of plastic bottles and stuff here. Unfortunately, I don't really want to burn the plastic, although I may. I don't know. Burning plastic's kind of bad. But there's carpeting that was dumped out here. And there seems to be a little area right here in the back here that may go to an opening. Except there's like a creek or something in between. So I might try to go exploring here. You know, take my machete and trailblaze out here. If I can find an opening, that might be a good spot for farming. I'm not planning on staying here long enough to actually use it, but I may try to start it up just so that somebody at a later date passing through can use this spot as a safe zone to just rest a little bit and catch up. And if you have to, you have a place to sort of live. For me, everything that I need is already in the vehicle. Rice is still cooking. Rice is already finished cooking. So it's time to make the bacon. So let me pause the video and I'm going to go ahead and get the bacon going.